called informal power. Okay, and so beyond just the formal structure that we see, the organizational chart, there is also an informal organizational chart. We must also identify this informal network. Who's talking to whom? Who are friends with whom? Who listens to who? This informal network is key because it's going to help us in terms of our managerial capabilities, our leadership capabilities. Knowing who is important in the informal network is a key to getting certain decisions, to getting certain types of instructions and information, certain areas of communication through the organizational structure. I'll give you an example. Let's say you're a senior manager and you're having some problems with payroll. Okay, payroll isn't on time, people aren't getting paid on time, their checks are late. Of course, that's a major problem. People expect to get paid and they expect to get paid on time. So what do? You call in the payroll manager and you say, listen, something's happening here. We need to change certain things, okay? Obviously, something isn't working, and I need you to find the areas or find the problems, identify where those issues are, and correct them. And you have these meetings and you don't see anything kind of happening, okay? Why are you talking to this person? You're passing on the instruction. Nothing seems to happen. When you go into the actual payroll department, though, you realize that while there is a payroll manager in place, and people might like that person might not actually be the informal leader of the payroll department. What you see, in fact, or who you, in fact, identify as the informal leader of the payroll department might be a person that is working as a accounts payable person, right? Doesn't have a title, but has been in the organization for many years. Senior person, very intelligent, very affable. Everybody likes him or her, and they tend to go to that person when they want certain information, when they want certain advice. And so that person is the key, really getting that person sold on what needs to be done and the changes that need to be done is the key to getting the department to do things differently. And so talking to the formal leadership is useful, but really getting access to that informal leader is important. So when you talk to that person, when you explain to that person the issues that are happening, that person can then get these other individuals to get on board with the plan, the changes. They can help in terms of getting those changes, those decisions to be accepted and to be enforced. So that's again the importance of informal leadership, and you see it in all areas and aspects of life. If you've seen the movie The Butler, right, it shows the relationship that that individual had with the President of the United States. Again, so here's somebody that obviously is not important, if you will, in the formal hierarchy. You wouldn't think, hey, if there is something that I need to tell the president, I'm going to discuss it with the butler. But when that person is someone that the leader trusts, is somebody in the organization that can influence, then obviously they have informal power. So that's why it's so important for you as a manager, for you as a business leader, to understand both the formal and informal structures of organizations. Ignoring the informal structure will lead to serious consequences in terms of being able to direct, being able to make decisions, being able to communicate those decisions, and having those decisions accepted by the organization. Also, the benefit of utilizing the informal network is that you can get access and you can easily influence people within the organization through these indirect or informal channels. Okay, it can also help you to build more formal channels or more formal structures of cooperation, because what you'll often see in a large organization is that people go into their functional silos. I work in marketing, I work in operations, I work in accounting, right? And I have my own separate area, my own separate expertise, and I even might have my own separate building. But when we meet in the lunchroom or in the gym or when we're playing softball, we're coming together, right? We have these informal ties, we have these friendships that can then be leveraged by management to create more formal cooperation between and among the organization. We like each other already, and so there is a proclivity for us to work together. So the organization can actually use informal channels, informal ties that already exist, and make them more formalized within your organizational structure. Okay? So don't ignore the informal. Just because it is informally there does not mean it does not exist, and it does not mean that it isn't, important.